Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Hacking Self-Storage. This is 5-Minute Friday, so we try to keep this in under 5 minutes or less. We never do it, but we'll try today. Okay, so today, as I'm trying to get this recording sorted, we're rocking and rolling. Today, I want to talk to you about the importance of your team members, the importance of your staff. I never like to use the word staff, but so team members. For me, they are critically important and crucially and fundamentally important to how you run a business. I have had 3 major businesses in the past. I say major businesses, I've had others, but they've all been reliant on me and only me and other developers, etc. for software have the other ones. So the 3 major businesses where I've relied on staff, I've had a betting shop. I had a brilliant team. My manager was a guy called Terry, and he literally run everything for me for 7 years. And without Terry, it'd have been absolutely near impossible to run that business. I then had a business called Lazo, which was a restaurant. Don't even go there. Oh my God. And the problem is I never had a Terry. I never had a manager. I need a number 2, a number 3 who I can count on. And if you don't have that, then I know how incredibly difficult it is to run a business without a number 2, a number 3, a number 4, people you can trust, a team behind you, because you are as good as you are. I don't care if you're Gary Vanderchuk. You are only as good as the team that's behind you, because you can't do it all. And so I had one incredibly successful business called the betting shop, whatever it was called, Newbet, but I can't remember the trading name. Anyway, it's called Newbet. We sold out for £345,000 to Corals, and it was a fantastic 7 years. And in that time, I had a great team behind me, which meant that I could leverage that team and I could still have a life, because I do think it's critically important to, yes, when you've got a business, you had a front, it's very busy, it's very pressure. There's a lot of pressure on you. However, you also need a life outside of that. If you don't have a life, then it's all going to end in tears at one point or another, whether something's got to give, whether it's your relationships, your friendships, your business, something is going to give. And so with the betting shop, I had a great team behind me. So then it was an incredible, successful business because of the team, particularly of the team behind me. We had a girl called Tracy, who unfortunately has passed away recently. She was only young as well. Then we had a girl called Carrie, and all these people stayed with me for the majority of the time, but we was open. It was a great team. Now we move on to Lazo, the restaurant, and I never had a number 2. I probably had 4 or 5 number 2s in a space of 18 months. And I could never, ever find that person who I could count on and rely on. And therefore, it wasn't a good business. The structure wasn't right. The problem is that in a restaurant, you're actually, the people who you get to work for you are the people who are probably students. And if you are somebody who's having a career in a restaurant, then I don't know, the pool of people you're fishing from isn't that great. And with the qualified people, the intelligent people, they're at students, they're at uni, they're at college, they're not going to, it's a stepping stone for them. So I could never, ever find somebody who could buy into my dream and what I wanted. Then now to self-storage. We have a fantastic team. We have Angela, my number 2, who is literally amazing at all the things I'm no good at, which is quite a lot of things, surprisingly. And without her, God knows where I would be. God knows where the business would be. We've got James, Angela's number 2, my number 3, and he is exceptional. He is passionate. He's somebody who wants to take his career to the next level. He's so ambitious. And I said to him, my job is to keep in line with your ambition. I know where you want to be and I know where you want to earn. And I've got to make sure that I progress the company enough to make sure that you are happy enough to stay with me. And it's fantastic. I've got 2 absolutely unbelievable people there, 1 and 2. We've just employed, maybe 6 months ago, a girl called Vanessa. Now, again, Vanessa is extra. I tried to employ her 4 years ago, but she wouldn't leave British Art Foundation. And for whatever reason, it didn't materialize. But now we've got Vanessa on the team. Again, she's fantastic at sales. She's absolutely knocking it out of the park. And again, she cares. She buys into the overall, I was going to say legacy, but legacy is not the right word. Culture, I suppose, of our business. And so my underlining message to you is when you find the right team members, the right people in the right seats on the right bus, you have to look after them. You really do, because without those team members, then you haven't a business, you have a job, and something will have to give, whether your personal life, your relationships, your business life, something will give, because you can't be the go-to for every single part of your business. And this has made me realize, just recently it's made me realize, because it's been the 6 weeks holidays. We're approaching the last 2 weeks of the 6 weeks holidays. I think it's 2 weeks tomorrow to go back. And I have worked very little over these last 6 weeks, but the only reason I can do that is because of the team. And so what I want to stress to people listening is that once you find good team members, good people, then it pays for you to look after them, not only from a point of view where it's easier for you, but also for money as well. I mean, it's incredibly costly to actually find a new team member, to actually find an agency, to find somebody else that can fit into your team. You've got to pay them like 25% of their overall salary, yearly salary. It's a lot of money. But not only that, then you need to pay with something a lot pricier than money. You need to pay with your time, because you need to train them up. You need to talk to them. You need to tell them about the culture. You need to tell them about the targets, the goals, the ambitions of the company, where you want to go, your vision. And that takes time. And that is a hell of a lot more costly than money. And so when you find the right team members, you've got to treat them correctly. You've got to make sure that it's not just all one way. It's not just us taking from them, because it's a relationship. It really is a relationship with us to them, to us as well. They need to be able to trust you. You need to be able to trust them. And trust isn't just a one-way factor. It's got to be two ways. So that means that when they need a day off, when they've got some personal circumstances, when something happens that we don't know about behind the scenes, we've got to trust them. We've got to if any of my team members said, look, I can't tell you the reason, but do you know what? I just need this time off today, tomorrow, whatever, because of X, Y, Z, but I can't really go into the details. Fine. Tell you what, take the day off, take the week, whatever you need. It's when a team member unfortunately lost a family member. We didn't really know when they was coming back. And that's fine, because we trust them. I want to support them as much as possible. And also, you never, ever want to hinder them as well. If they've got ambitions, like I know James has got ambitions to start his own company up, maybe in self-storage, maybe in something else. But do you know what? Rather than handcuffing him to me and stopping him do that, I've got to educate him. I've got to help him. If he wants to go on any courses, if he wants to take any training, I want to pay for that, because that is only going to help us in the short term, maybe even the long term, because maybe he might stay longer. And so you can never, ever stop the progression of your team members. You have got to facilitate the progression of your team members, because if you don't, they will become stale, they'll become resentful, and you never, ever want that. So what you've got to do is you've got to invest in your team, whatever it takes, whether it's your time, whether it's your money, whether it's training, whether it's the investment in trust. You've got to do it. It's a two-way thing. They're human beings. We're human beings. And you know what? It's incredible when you get to the position where I honestly know that every decision that they make is, at the time, they believe it's a correct decision for the business. And I trust them implicitly in all aspects of the work, because I know they'll always put Stormore first when they can, because sometimes obviously personal stuff comes into it and you've got to put yourself first. It's like the airplane. You've got to put yourself first before helping others when your gas mask comes down. And so the overriding message is that I don't think companies do enough to say thank you to the team. I've mentioned it before on this podcast. We've given them £1,000 just to say thank you. Thank you very much. Just out of the blue, we give bonuses here, there, and everywhere just to say thank you. But it's not all about money as well. It's about just listening to them as well when they've got ideas, when they're unhappy about certain things. You've got to be open to that fact. That's where the trustworthiness comes in. You've got to be open to them coming and telling you their problems, their thoughts, their feelings, and where we can improve as well. Because we haven't got all the answers as business owners, as managers, whoever we are. We haven't got all the answers. We rely on the team. You are nothing without your team. Your team makes you and your business, and it facilitates a life that you lead. And so we should never, ever forget that. If you own a business, if you're a manager, you've got to remember that the people below you, the people around you, the people surrounding you are the people that help you become you and help you live the life that you live. And don't take them for granted. We can never, ever take that team for granted. All right, my friends, that's all I've got for you today. That's 11 minutes. God damn it, 11 minutes. All right, but I am so passionate about this because I did a speech in Vegas about this and it went down incredibly well. And yeah, I just think it's overlooked by so many people, including my friends' businesses as well. I listen to my friends, how they talk about their staff and they're not getting enough out of their staff. And do you know what? You've got to love your staff first. You can't expect love from them without you giving love first. You've got to give trust first. It's a two-way streak. And when I listen to people, I'm like, no, you've got it all wrong. You've got it wrong how we treat people. It's a relationship and you've got to build relationships. It doesn't just come, you've got to build it. And so many people take it for granted and so many people don't look how they can invest in their team, not necessarily money, not necessarily in training, but invest in them as people. When they're going through tough times, we've got to be there. We've got to listen to them. We all go through tough times and they've got to know that whatever happens, that we're here. Something happened a few weeks ago with coronavirus with one of our members of staff, not them, but their family. And straight away, it was like, it was, I can't say it was like, it was my family members having coronavirus and being all of it. But it hurt me. It affected me because I was worried about them and I know they're worried about their family. And so, yeah, we're all together. We're all one. And if something matters to my team, it matters to me. And if I can do something to help them or alleviate some of the stress and pain in that situation, then God damn it, I will do. And I feel like so many people just overlook this sort of aspect of business because your team is crucial to your success, but not just your success, your happiness, your lifestyle. All right, guys, girls, I will see you Monday morning. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.